I'm going to demonstrate how we can use the Aurelius composition feature inside of templating engine. I'll define a screen activation lifecycle method named activate that takes a model property, which is of type to do. And this is what I'll use to pass the values of done and description from my containing view or parent view. So it's a simple assignment. Okay, now that we've defined the activation lifecycle method, I am going to add a view named todo.html. I will just copy and paste the markup and I'll explain that. It's going to be displaying a checkbox for the done property, and then it's going to change the style of the description by checking the done property. If it's true, uses the line through, which means it'll strike out that, or it'll just display it as it is without any strikeout line. So that is the markup for to do. And now we'll go into your app.html and then we'll remove these two markup elements because we are going to use the compose element, and we need to pass the view model. The view model is going to be called to do, and the view is going to be todo.html. And then the model.bind expression will have to take the value of the model, which is going to be t in our case, because we are enumerating the list of to-dos and then we are assigning that to a local variable named t, which is what will be passed into the model argument of the activate screen lifecycle method. And that is how you compose another view into the parent view. In here, if you notice that we have a view model and view both assigned, but it is not necessary. If you follow the convention, you can remove the view because it's going to look at the view model's name and it's going to look for the view model's name .html. Since we already have a to-do.html, we need not have to define the value, but I'm just being very explicit here. Okay, now we'll go ahead and run the application from the command line. Au run -- watch, and then we'll hit enter. It should pick up the port number which is available. I think in this case it's going to be 9000. What I'll do is I will maximize this window and I will hit enter. Let's see if it started serving it. Not yet. Okay, now it's available. So let me hit enter. I'll put the breakpoint in the activate method just to show you, and then refresh it one more time. As you can see, the model that's being passed has the value of the task.description for the first task. Then when you hit go, it'll have the value for the second task. And that's how the parent view passes the properties for the model into the containing view using the activate screen lifecycle method. So let's add some values here. Task 3, then hit enter. It's going to work. Again, the activate method is being called and rendered. Now let's go back and we'll add another view for the same view model. I'm going to call it to-do-upper.html just to show the to-do description in uppercase. And I will copy the completed markup, and it's going to use the JavaScript to uppercase to show the description in uppercase. What we need to do is we need to go back into the app.html, and in here I'm going to call to-do-upper.html. I assign the value of that view instead of the to-do.html. I'm going to save all, and it'll refresh the browser now, and you can see that the view models will be rendered in uppercase. Okay, you can even see that over here. And once it's rendered, it's going to go in uppercase. I'm going to add another task. Oops, I'm going to type it in lowercase so you can see that it turns into uppercase. There you go. Everything works.